Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Nitrostorm here. Welcome back to Megaloot. So, as you can see, I'm on floor 199. I thought I'd make a video updating that I'm on floor 200 now. I don't know, I'm considering streaming from 200 because I feel like I'm reaching my limit now, unfortunately. This is definitely not the highest floor that anyone's gotten through. I'm realizing my limits. Since this was my first run with this guy and this build, there are things that I'd like to share. So I would say the most important stat here is Dazzle, because it's the most difficult to build. When it comes to the other percentage increases, they do start to diminish, especially if your Dazzle amount is not increasing. I said, like, you're not increasing your Dazzle amount. So I currently have 43,000 Dazzle. You only get 50% as a passive from your initial build, which I chose for Pyry. My armor is also not that high, 5.9k compared to the other ones. So my power's on the 9,000, faith nearly at 9,000, armor and attack also nearing 7,000. Toughness at this point is now, at least the toughness that I've raised for myself is now kind of irrelevant. As the amount of pierce that the enemies have at this stage is way higher than this, so if I do get hit, I will lose. Same with precision. They're not dodging. I mean, they're not. I'm unable to hit them. They will be dodging now, even if I got 845% precision. So this could have been put into, you know, other useful stats, such as armor, Dazzle, power, faith, or armored attack, or armor itself. So same goes for penetration. Some of the armored elites are unable to, I mean, like, I have to hit through their armor first, but fortunately they don't really hit that hard, so it's not really too much of a big deal, but still more wasted stats there. So I've still been using the same build, and I mainly just switch out these two pieces of equipment if I'm against single target scenarios and I have to fight against one of those enemies. Hopefully you'll see them. So we'll go ahead and finish off we'll go ahead and finish off floor 199 and then move on to this is what I'm talking about, Elite Stone Golem. These guys have 536% toughness, and because of that, I'm unable to pierce through their defenses. So there is that. So yeah, so at this point, I think I'll be doing Faith for the next upgrade. But yeah, we're now at floor 200, so everything is now, they're not super tanky, and as I've mentioned, I feel like I'm reaching my limit. Which is pretty sad, but there's not really much I can do about it at this point. It's just a matter of how far I can go. So I'll just finish off 200 for this video, and then I'll consider streaming. But going from 200 to 200, like going from 200 to 300 will be a really long stream, so I'm not really too sure about that. A new character, not really a new character, but one of the old enemies are starting to become really scary, mainly the elite deaths, because unlike the perfect slaves, they do not have shield, meaning I'm unable to get stacks, right? And they have something called Undead Blessing, which cleanses themselves, so they are going to hit me, right, if I'm not careful. However, against these guys, and you know, I'm still pretty confident against facing them, so that's not too much of a big deal. This ring I'm not actually going to use, but I just put it there as a placeholder, mainly because the other gear that I had just now wasn't really useful. So what I'm really hoping to get are more of these, more of the Divine Glooms, because I feel like the Divine Glimmers are, I would say, not really that good when it comes to an investment to trying reaching higher floors, mainly because I'm only giving myself about 300 Dazzle if you include the 50% increase compared to this, right? So I'll have to consider. like, would I do this or this, right? And I feel like these are more worth than getting a tiny bit of dazzle. But you know, I might reach the point where I have to use these rings, mainly because I don't have access to more of these. But this I definitely use, because it's a good balance between armor and power. And even though the total percentage increase is less than this, I still need armor eventually. So having an increase at both is more efficient than this, in my opinion. I think so. Actually, well, is it more efficient though? So let's say we do 2 wooden crowns, so that's 300% power and 180% armor, right? Think of it like that. If I do, instead of 2 crowns, I do 1 of each. Oh. It's actually not that good. I think this is one of the reasons why I'm losing, to be honest. Because I've been using the crowns as I get them, but looking into it, I do realize that it's actually no. Hold on, no, I'm stupid. 180% armor and 300% power versus 400% power and 135% armor. No. It's good. Never mind. I miscalculated. No, it's good. It's still good. So it's basically a more defensive option. You get a little bit more armor for 100% less power, right? So it's like, I would say yes, crown's still good. So I haven't come across any turn 1 parry units, so I can't really show an example right now. So feels bad. Yeah, then they're not showing up. So I'll just quickly go to the library, to the bestiary. So as you can see, it's still my first run with this guy. I'm talking about this guy, Kotias. These are the only guys that I have to like switch to single target for, because they have repulse, which they parry on the first turn, at which they return a damage and status effect to the attacker. So that includes making myself confused. But yeah, pretty worried about how far I'm gonna go from here, but at least as a video just signifying that I have reached floor 200, which is great. But as you can see, look at how many hits that death was taking just to, you know, just to be defeated. So at least we reached the point where it's like 34 trillion there. 88 million ephemeral armor, which translates to 5.3 billion armor. So in terms of anything without pierce, I am very safe. My issue is basically just dealing the damage and hoping that I can continue to deal the damage, right? If that makes sense. So for this one, we're just gonna go for the crown. So we'll reach the 6k armor percent, and the power just goes up by a little bit. So yeah, that is floor 200. As you can see, it looked like I was doing pretty well, but I am starting to feel, well, I have been feeling the effects of reaching higher floors, that my damage, that the enemy's HP are starting to catch up to the damage that I am dealing. So yeah, I'm considering streaming the rest, but we'll see. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed this video. This build is still very nice. I use this build with Pyry because of the darkness set, which is very nice. Confusion is very effective, at least with the build that I'm trying to do. Essentially, the aim is to do as many hits as possible, get as many ephemeral armor as possible before you get hit for the first time. And this would mean more hits. I mean, this would mean more damage, right? So I'll give you an example. So for example, if I'm forced to switch a single target, for example, I'm going to attack this guy first, right? Look at that. That was a lot of damage that I had to do. But as you can see, we have a lot of ephemeral armor now. So if I were to switch to Elite Saturn so I can get some more mana back and still confuse the other enemy, we're now brought to here and then do a single target there, and then we are golden. And that's pretty much how I may have to do things in the future. So yeah, if you got any more questions in regards to Megaloot or anything in general, do let me know down in the comments below. It's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.